Quickly approaching 6 o'clock on this Thursday morning and happening right now, we have Brentwood police who tell Fox 17 News this man is on the run after injuring a police officer. According to police, Kadarius Simmons stole from the TJ Maxx on Franklin Road Monday night.
When an officer chased him down, Simmons hopped in a getaway car, and when it drove off, the officer got thrown to the ground, hit his head. Simmons is also wanted for several other crimes around the mid-state.
Notice his distinct tattoos, especially on his neck. Police say this guy drives a Kia Optima with a Maryland license plate. Thanks for joining us here on Fox 17 News this morning. I'm Jennifer Waddell.
And I'm AJ Hilton. This morning, neighbors in the Indian Mountain community are forced out of their homes while investigators search for a suspected killer. Those who are allowed to stay in their houses are shaking in fear.
Every noise, I take my gun to the bathroom with me, and honestly, I haven't even been in the bathtub because I'm too terrified to get in there. I'm afraid he's going to come through the door while I'm in the bathtub.
Police believe that Kirby Wallace is hiding along the Montgomery-Stewart County line somewhere. Fox 17 News' Justin McFarland is live there right now with the latest on the manhunt.
Yeah, that manhunt is ongoing. We're just a few miles away from where it's taking place right now. As a matter of fact, I've seen lots of members of the Tennessee Highway Patrol as well as the Montgomery County Sheriff's Department fueling up at a nearby gas station, getting ready to go in for yet more searching. This is who they're looking for. They're looking for this man. He is Kirby Wallace right now. Authorities has last seen him down in that area just off of Highway 233. They've been looking for him now for a total of 6 days. They say if you do see him, please do not approach him. Call your local authorities right away so they can get to him. Talk more about how this community is being affected by this. We're live right now with Joe Gary. Joe Gary is a longtime resident of this community and actually says that one of the victims, first victim, was a family member of yours, Joe.
Yes, sir. It was my first cousin, Brenda Smith, my first cousin. She sure is. I've had her all this time, 63 years old, and he went in there and home invasion and choked her and it killed her.
Joe, I'm so sorry for your loss. How are you and your family doing with all this, being that they haven't found this individual yet?
We're not doing very good over it. Rebecca worked with me here at Napa. It was her aunt, and she hasn't returned to work yet. We've really been suffering over.
They are still looking for him now. Obviously, I know you have strong feelings about this. When they find him, do you want to see him with some justice, or what do you want to see happen if they eventually find this person?
Well, I want him to have the death sentence, be sentenced. I want him them to pass judgment on him because it's really bad. He's done killed 2 people. And then my first cousin was the first one, and I've had her all this time, and it's just something unusual for this to be going on this long in this area.
What are your friends and family saying about this? Like in this community, how's this community dealing with it? I know your family's one thing, but friends and neighbors and people around here.
You just hear them talking everywhere. They all upset, and my boss lady there in St. Bethlehem, she said she's scared way over in St. Bethlehem, and it's just the most unusual things ever happened around here.
Joe, I'm so sorry for your loss, sir. All right, Joe Gary says he's cousins with one of the victims here. Of course, the search continues on, and we're going to stay here and continue to talk to people in this community and hopefully come up with a conclusion to this entire manhunt. We're live this morning in Montgomery County. Justin McFarland, Fox 17 News.
Justin, thank you. The time now 6:03 and happening today. 3 men will be in court for a Nashville murder case that's captured national attention. DeMontre Logston and Horace Williamson III are accused of shooting and killing a man and woman outside the Cobra Bar in East Nashville. And a third suspect, LaCroix Lytle, is accused of then using the victim's stolen credit cards. All 3 men are also under suspicion of murdering a man at a bus stop in Goodlettsville just days before the East Nashville shooting. 6:04. Let's go ahead and get a check of that Skywatch 17 forecast. Meteorologist Justin Chambers standing by.
Yeah, good morning, AJ. Good morning to all of you as well. Really pretty shot. If you have a moment to kind of glance over at your TV, you've got your Fox 17 News Now on the right side of your screen in the bottom as well. And you can really see this beautiful picture, which we love showing you every weekday morning from 4 to 9 a.m. You can see that little bit of a morning glow and the Korean Vets Bridge lit up. And we've got the satellite and radar picture fired up too, where we're showing you a few showers and storms, but they're not going to get here, unfortunately. They are to the west and to the north of us over parts of the northern and central plains all the way up into the upper Midwest. We're trying to get some of that cooler air to move in, but it's going to take a little time. 60s and lower 70s is what we're talking about for the next couple of hours with that sunrise at 6:44, so about 40 minutes from right now. Next 12 hours, the heat will continue to be on. Upper 70s through 10 a.m., mid 80s through about lunchtime. May see a stray storm to the north here as you get later into the afternoon, but we're topping out right about Marty McFly style, 88 degrees for your high this afternoon. Coming up in a few minutes, we'll have another look at that forecast, including the big picture and where some cooler temperatures are if you'd like to fly to those. Let's take a look at Sam right now, see what's going on the roads. Good morning, Sam.
Hey, Justin, it is 6:05 this Thursday morning and your steer clear traffic and looking nice on the north side. I-65, the Goodlettsville exit, Long Hollow Pike, inbound and outbound traffic looking great and running right on time. You can see 65 south, Millersville to get into the downtown Nashville area, 16 minutes and averaging speeds around 63 miles per hour. 24 east, Clarksville into downtown, 33 minutes and also looking nice in that speed zone. And Vietnam Vets, good morning to our friends in Sumner County. Fall break for you next week. Right now, though, about 18 to 20 minutes to get from Hendersonville into downtown, also averaging speeds at 60 miles per hour. We'll check in with the rest of your mid-state drive times and a crash we're following 40 at Fessler's just happened on Fox 17 News this morning.
Sam, thank you. 6:06 is the time, and listen up this morning if you drive on Vietnam Vets. We know so many of our friends make their way using that avenue. Changes are coming to the popular and populated road. Fox 17 News' Sara Small live with more on where you're going to see those changes. Sara.
Good morning. Well, not only do we know a lot of people who use this way to get around town, but also we hear Sam talk about it all the time. So right here we are at Conference Drive, and one of the things that we were seeing was a sign that said re-entry onto Vietnam Vets prohibited. That was a sign right at the Goodlettsville exit. So we saw someone pulled over there, so we got curious because we know a lot of cars use the Conference Drive lane to bypass the Vets normal traffic route. So we asked TDOT if they see an issue with it, and it turns out that they actually get a lot of complaints about this, and that is why the sign was originally installed. So we asked TDOT, what are you doing, to prevent people from breaking this rule of people, using the Conference Drive exit and then getting back on to Vietnam Vets to avoid some of the traffic. So they said that they're going to be installing those orange reflector dividers to prevent people from taking the Conference Center Drive ramp northbound and hopping over at the end of the ramp to get onto Vietnam Vets. And you can see that, I think we have a picture up right now. You can see that. So the Vietnam Vets Boulevard corridor is going to be studied as part of the Improve Act. So some improvements to the interchange may come out of that. So we have some more information on when those changes will take effect, and that's going to come up in our next half hour when you can expect to see those dividers up here. And you're going to want to know when that's happening, because if you do it, you're going to hit one of the dividers. So coming up in our next half hour, I'll tell you when you can expect to see these changes. But for now, we're live this morning. I'm Sara Small, Fox 17 News.
Yeah, Sara, thank you. That'll create a huge change in that traffic pattern there. Thank you. It is 6:08 right now, and breaking news this morning, lawmakers now have the complete FBI report for Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh. This comes a week after Christine Ford accused the judge of sexual assault in a hearing that captured the nation. All 100 senators and a handful of the staff will be able to read that FBI report. It is not clear whether the public will ever see it. This morning, the White House says it is fully confident that the Senate will vote to confirm Kavanaugh this weekend.
The city of Gallatin is hiring 15 new firefighters. The new fire station on Nichols Lane will be fully staffed when it opens next year, all because of a $1.5 million grant from FEMA.
New this morning, we have two people wanted for a shooting in New Orleans. that escape right here to Middle Tennessee. Officers surrounded an apartment complex in Franklin and arrested these two 20-year-olds. They're being held in the Williamson County Jail until they're taken back to Louisiana to face charges.
This morning, a South Carolina community is mourning after a man fires on officers during a standoff in an upscale neighborhood. At least 7 officers were shot and 1 died. You see his picture here. Terrence Caraway recently celebrated 30 years as a police officer.
Pray for these officers and their speedy recovery. Pray for the family who lost the bravest police officer that I have ever known.
Sheriff's deputies executed a search warrant when authorities say a man started firing back, then blocked himself inside a house. Police officers were shot as they came to help. The suspect is in custody this morning.
Nashville is getting its first mass casualty ambulance. A federal grant will pay to retrofit an old school bus to use during natural disasters or other catastrophes. According to WPLN, first responders are still working out the details, but look at the inside here. This is Nashville's AmbuBus, as it's called. The Metro Health Department says it would be designed to hold at least a dozen people at once, not the most critical patients. This is more for the walking wounded. The AmbuBus would also come in handy at Nashville's big events and serve as kind of like a medical tent on wheels.
19 people, many of them children, get extremely sick after swimming in a pool. What investigators think happened to send all these people to the hospital?
Turning your iPhone into a police camera. The way people are rigging up their phones to secretly record interactions with officers.
And the Fox 17 News Sky Eye and Skywatch 17 weather watching Ashland City, keeping all of Cheatham County safe this morning. Good morning to you. Get that Skywatch 17 mobile app and get those push alerts set to your phone so you can keep you and your family safe. We'll be right back.